welcome to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki C. Super excited to have our guest on today. And this is brought to you by the Connected Leaders Academy, BALM Global, Breathe Capital Planning, Rude Financial Services, and the Author Millionaire Academy. Super thankful for all the support from our sponsors. Definitely check them out. They've all have been on my podcast. So if you haven't been seeing an episode or what we do here, we bring amazing people doing amazing things in the community, in business, women, men from all walks of life. And today is no different. We have an amazing guest with which I had the privilege of meeting through my local church. Absolutely amazing. Definitely an inspiration of transformation. Just can't wait to get him on here. He actually was a volunteer for my Empower to Inspire event, which I was super honored and privileged to have him there. He made so many connections, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's get to know my good friend and now part of the BALM family, Eli Lemar. Let's bring him on. Hello, Eli. How are you?
Blessing. I'm happy to be on the show, Nikki. How you doing?
I am well. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Your journey, your story, and not that I know so much about it, which this is why I do what I do, is to bring people on and kind of elaborate a little bit more and kind of share with our audience the struggles that we sometimes have to go through to get to where we're at today, or to find out how do we get to where we want to be. And I think your story is super powerful. So thank you so much again for being here. So tell us a little bit about where you come from, who you are, what do you do, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, I'm from Philadelphia. My name's Eli, and I come from a culture where as though you got to practice all different characters coming up in a struggle. I believe everyone has a different struggle, and I came up under pimps. I came up under murderers. You know, the list goes on. And I just grew up as a rebel. False information. The practice with all the principles was wrong. It was just hurry up and die. If you want to get serious about it. Parents was addicts. Uh, it was no structure. It was no foundation. It was everybody needed to survive. Only time we had some normalcy around us is when we ate food. After that, it was struggles and good times, but the good times is all, circled around the wrong people. So just from music, indictments, and the list goes on, Nikki.
Wow, that is a lot just to soak in. Um, and you're here, and you're still here, and you're continuing to do some great work through all of that, witnessing that firsthand, experiencing what you experienced. Give us a little bit more detail on maybe what was that last thing that had to happen in order for you to make a change.
Oh, when the pain get great enough, and I don't know what everyone else's pain limit is, but my pain had to die, and that's not pain. Wanting to die and actually doing it because that's a little bit too deep. But when the pain get great enough, when you get put in a wheelchair, or you have a stroke, or you can't talk or walk no more, or you have kids and they're out there doing the same thing you're doing. When the pain get great enough, your hell is your hell, and there's no hope. You're cut off from God, and only thing you can do is ask on God because you don't understand what's happening. It gets deeper than physical form. It gets deeper than living in this world. If you grew up practicing, 8 different demons, which could be isolation, depression, lust, envy, hate, gambling. You got all these spirits that's attached to you, and you don't know how to deal with them. So you just waking up and you just all over the place. You don't even know how to have a peace of mind. So you fill your peace of mind with voids that makes you feel good, and that's just dealing with the physical body. So you're running off of feel goods for 20 years straight, partying, boyfriends, girlfriends, money, that world, right? And you got to carry that. You got to wear it because you grew up in it, and you're around these people. This circus that made up around you, and you got to carry this life into something. Say, so either you're gonna go crazy, you're gonna go crazy on someone. We're not meant for that.
Yeah.
We're meant for the harvest. We're meant for good. We're meant for preparing for other people that's coming behind us. And that's where it comes in from dividing spiritual and physical. It's very deep, Nick. It's deep. And if
Wow. Yeah, you're definitely going deep for sure. And it is you just cut off for that last second there. Can you repeat what you said?
which one? What was the last one I said?
Well, I couldn't hear it because you went on me like literally your last sentence.
Oh, it was it gets deeper. You know,
Okay.
it, it depends on, how far you want to go with this stuff because, some people minimize a lot of things,
Mm.
and God gave us, just to be on a spiritual side, God gave us elements.
Oh my goodness. So you said the 8 demons. I've never heard it that way.
Oh,
That's insane. No, this is the first time I've ever heard that. And then thank you for like naming most of them out because that's important for us to know like what are we really battling with, because a lot of the answers that we get when people are in depression is they don't even know themselves. Like they are not aware of their mental state. They're not aware of what they want, what they don't want, what are um their morals, what do they live by. They haven't made those decisions. And how would you help someone kind of really enlighten them that there is a possibility to become aware, and what are steps to become aware of who you are and what your purpose is?
well, you must stay in practice just to divide, who God is, why God's son, his son down here and died for us. Because if you practice all these spirits, now that's when the possession, you've been possessed, so you're pulling yourself out of that. So your body is going to go through things. So anything that you used to practice that you don't practice no more, when you get in front of it within somebody else, you're gonna recognize them spirits in them, because it's just like, you being a robber or a woman that used to dance or a baseball player. Hey, you used to run basketball. Y'all can recognize that spirit and you can talk to it. Only thing you do is let God work, but you can let God work through you. Hey, I understand. This is what I'm doing. So you have to be in practice, being fellowship. It's just like Floyd Mayweather boxing all day and training all day. He promotes that because that's just his living, his stock. That's his resource for his family. So it's just a spiritual principle instead of a physical principle. I don't, you just got to learn how to separate them things, and you're not going to be able to separate it by always feeding the flesh.
Mm.
And if you can put your faith one creative idea, which is everything that we entertain, because people watch Steph Curry's and they watch the fights, and they worship and they celebrate people's birthdays, but they won't celebrate who God is. They won't cross over to that world. So as we keep celebrating man and woman's creative ideas, which is holidays and everything else that came with us being on this earth, people is crossing over to it gets deep.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely. Oh, it's just you are just dropping some wisdom and inspiration to just go get into the word and really like see. So tell me you when you were saved, when you finally said, you know what, this is the path I'm going to walk on regardless, and what have been some challenges that you're facing even today with keeping your mission and your word?
Uh, when he pulled the veil off, when he pulled the glasses off, and everything I thought that I was seeing was a lie, and that was when I got baptized, because I had just came home. I've been home for about 3 years, and my life was just going to jail and overdoses and robberies, and It was a horror movie, and I had to go through my hell because I did a lot of stuff before that. So just my seasons, I had to make up. I had to be king, and then I had to make amends. I don't. God is not a genie. We can't do so much and then think God is just going to His hands going to come to out the clouds and just. So after I got baptized and He showed me all the destruction I'd done, I took that energy I had for the corner, which I sit there and sold drugs or I would have did something to somebody. I put all that energy on them corners. I took that and put that in the church, and it was so light, because jail time turned into cleaning the church. Instead of jail, I was cleaning the church. So I just took the energy and I put it in a different spot.
Yeah.
Instead of being out there getting stabbed and shot, I'm fixing the church up and I'm talking to people that thought whatever they went through, you can come out of it. That hole you fell in, I was in that hole and I found this is how you climb out of it. Come on, this way and that way. Come on, we out. Next person fall in that hole. Don't worry about it. I got it. So I'm the person in the forest, helping the deers get to their families and getting across the streets. And it's just preparation. That's it.
I love that. I see that all the time, and I am privileged to serve alongside you. I do the hospitality at our church, and seeing you every Sunday is absolutely amazing. And I know that you always check up on me when I don't come in, either I'm traveling or doing something. And I just want to let you know and publicly thank you for that, because that makes a difference. Just that little gesture, when you know that you are in a safe place, in a community where just so briefly it takes 2 seconds to send a text, hey, I didn't see you today. Don't forget your purpose, whatever it is, right? Just a hello, how you're doing. That goes a long way. So to see you in that light and to be able to witness this for the last couple months, I think it's probably almost a year now that we've been serving at our church. So I just want to say thank you for that. And yeah, you are that person that's going to kind of talk that inspiration into people. So now you're at church, and I just want to kind of highlight what I witnessed this year at our Easter um, production that we had, that you were a part of. And initially, when the beautiful scene started, I seen your silhouette and I'm like, oh my God, like this is amazing. The power you had in the scriptures, in what you were saying. I mean, I don't know what was the like back end of production, like how long it took to get it, but it was absolutely magnificent, amazing. So tell us a little bit how you stumbled into that, and what was your mission and your goal, and what, just tell us that experience, because I think that was phenomenal.
All right. So just coming from a little bit of my background, I'm a part of a music culture that made a major impact in Philadelphia. And I did music. I did music for a lot, producing, making music and stuff like that. So part of my journey was God redeeming me and giving me everything that He gave it back. So, He said, "What are you going to do with it?" I gave you your gifts back, and my thought was to transfer the gospel, the slang that I grew up on, so I could talk to some people and just transfer it with the gospel and put it back in the energy, the vibes back out in the world, because we had people worshiping our music in the way we live and we destroy lives. We didn't know the impact we had, you know. So now to know the gospel and to be able to translate it, and it's like it's all going to talking to God and having a relationship with God and asking Him to use you. And that's where the surrender part is at. And some people don't know how to surrender. And the people that have been through what I've been through, I tell them to act like you got locked up because you surrendered to the cops, you surrendered to the COs, and everybody's under authority. That's why we pay taxes and we pay our bill. Because God, it's a structure. So it's just and I don't want to go off of what you asked me. It's just giving back solid information and pushing hard, man, pushing hard to just show people on in life. Because I was lost upon a time.
Yeah, well, you definitely moved me and you moved that room. It was very emotional. I'm sure a lot of us felt convicted. Well, I'm just going to speak for myself. I know I felt convicted on some stuff. And, but you have to have grace, and every day is a new opportunity to have that conversation, to have that connection with, again, who you are, what you want to be, and how you want, to be, how you want to be seen, right? With nobody else's opinion, but just God's. And I love that you said the surrender portion, because I did create a chapter in my first book called Surrender, because sometimes we don't know how to kind of leave it at the cross and make amends with things that, either may not be working or may not be serving us. And we're just, again, just in the hope of looking for things to happen, and it's not for us, and we will never know. We have the ideas, we put it out there, and when we'll be blessed, right?
All day.
Um, and
You said I'm gonna cut you off. That uh, that scene came about because they asked me to do it, and I just been embracing everything God been putting in my life. So resistance come with muscle. So endurance comes with just, it's decent what God bless you with. So I accept the challenge. And I got around it, and I was just familiar with the scene. It came out the way it came out. I couldn't put no expectations on it or nothing. I was just enjoying being in there. And it has, how it came out, I was just happy with it. But it opened other doors.
yeah, yeah. So we're going to take a quick break and listen to our sponsor. We're going to come back and we're going to actually talk about what I've been watching on Instagram and what is that all about. And we'll have our audience um, be blessed with what you're doing. So give me 1 second. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JASCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
Welcome back. That was our Empower to Inspire event we had back in May, which Eli, you were a part of. I don't get tired of looking at all the smiling faces in that room and being able to share that monumental moment for BALM Global with each and every one of you. And you were present in the room. How was that experience for you?
That's where fellowship come in at. I tie everything spiritually because I don't know how to be a fraud when it comes to everything, anything. I just try to be straight up and down, and everybody was just open. They was open minded and willing to share information. They made me comfortable. We ate, we talked, we shared ideas, attitudes, and behaviors. And we got a chance to talk about God too. So it was like I was grateful. You know, I don't relationships is real. I have a relationship with my car. You might have a relationship with your hair. We have a relationship with everything, and I try to just soak in with people, man. Listen, if you ever felt convicted before, because I got convicted in the courtroom, so I felt that. I felt my mom could get convicted in the courtroom, so you can feel it. So I got around some people, and I felt the love. You can feel love, man. And so the vibration, everything that came with it was just awesome. So I soaked it up. I did everything that I believe it was Danny ZZZZZZ. I
Yes,
did
four
everything.
Z's.
You know, it was that much fun. It took
Yeah.
me out. So it was definitely a learning experience. Trust and believe.
Yeah, I definitely got so much feedback and connections with quite a few people in that room because I've been on this journey with them for weeks before that date that they jumped into, coming to the event, and some for a year. And obviously my family for a lifetime. But to see that connection and to hear you guys talk about each other and like, oh my God, if I would have never been there, I would have not made that impression. I would have not had that opportunity. And that's what it's all about. It's all about saying yes when it's the unknown, because that's where the magic happens. And God places you in no place by accident. And I felt like He led me to say, hey, Eli needs to be there. And I just want to thank you again for um, and I know we were going through some stuff that day because that was our church's team conference, which I absolutely love. I went 3 years in a row and it was just absolutely phenomenal, life-changing, new seasons every year. And we actually missed it, which is the churches give back to us where we could kind of relax and, be poured into. And I just hope that, I wanted to bring that same essence in that room where we wanted to pour into each other. And I'm glad that that is what you received. So thank you again. But you have been doing something very interesting. I've been watching you on Instagram at one of the highest areas of addiction that we can ever see here in Philadelphia. And you are going there and you're shooting some videos and putting some inspiration. So I want you to kind of share with us what led you to do that. How long have you been doing it? And what are some of the things that you want to shed a light on as you're doing this?
Uh, so just for me from out of that world, I know what's going on in there. The adversary is a different form of the devil out here, and he's just sneaking and cunning, and he got people, daughters and sons, in caption, and that's how I look at things. So just to know what I went through, and going, not be afraid of nothing because I already died so many times, and I know who's walking with me. I have to share light. I have to go down there and give out food and water and let people know is way deeper than you. I have to I have to let other people know it's way deeper than what we try to. It's just I don't know if I have to take this for myself because I'm on the front line for God and I have a solid relationship and I've been to Him from the very beginning to use me. But He reflect on me like He reflect on the flowers. And He helped the trees grow. Whatever He want to show on this earth, how He used me, I have to. And so it's just me. I'm just a soldier for the Lord, and that's where I'm at right now. And to see this change and time change, this is what He want me to do. So the people that with the divine ears and that can see, they know what's going on. So they can't say, I was talking to you and you seen what Eli was doing, and you can't use me. Eli was right there. Telling me, however he's going to use me, that's
Right.
where it's man.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So you're there. What have you how do you feel once you're done with your recording and your posting and you're rewatching that and editing or whatever it is? What is the feeling behind it or the hope?
Oh, being, I don't know if you ever watched. It was a movie called Blade, Wesley Snipes, and when you go
Sure.
parts, it's actual demons that's down there, like they're not, and for me to go down there and not be scared, and people looking at me like I'm crazy, and I got food, and I talk to them with that language, like I did that, I did this, that's gonna be all right. Let's eat, and God started working in them, and they went from demon to joy, and now they saying, "Man, I've been down here, and how did you stop?" And now, it's just I can't even talk it out. But when I get to reflect that and watch God work, it's like this. Oh, so either you can be scared of it. I want more.
Yeah.
It's supernatural. So for me to reflect that and get that energy out and see Him work off of that is way deeper than anybody else can think because you have to be there. It's just like being there at a church and watching somebody get delivered, or seeing demons come out of people falling and stuff like that. And some people are going to take it; they know what it is. Some people are going to be scared and might run out the church. I'm not scared. I'm down there for a different reason. I have a different cause on life. I'm not following tangible things anymore. So I have a different passion, and my passion ain't for flashing. My passion is to save people like Christ came down here. So I'm just transferring energy.
That's it. That's all it is. And it's something easy that you can do. And you do it so well. You really, really do. Now, what is your mission? What's next? What's your goals? What are some things that are in the works right now?
Right. I'm still shedding light. Hopefully, atmospheres. I want to set up places. You can call it the Rock. Just places where people know they can come and take refuge and be in God's presence. Just my integrity is real. I do this, not because of humans. I'm not serving no human, man or woman. I'm serving God. So if you come into my church, if you come into my, event, if you come and you're going to get some information, you're going to get fruitful, you're going to get some seeds. You're coming for resources. And if you take anybody resources, which is for us is water, we go crazy. See what happened when he put something in the water. Everybody went crazy and started buying water because the government needed some money, whatever. So it's about me manipulating this bad energy into good energy. It's just, but you got to be able to see it. It's just like having a complex. If you're a billionaire and you got a complex you didn't put together, you have the blueprint, and you know who's the security, and you know what's going on, and you know everything that's going on. And so you're watching over your complex. You can see from that vision. People that's living in there can't see from that vision.
Yeah.
Working with God and being able to see, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X moved nations with their tongue. So I have seen the power of God can do and use people. So if He gonna give me that power, I'm gonna use it to the best of my abilities, and I'm gonna follow suit. That's it. So
I love that. Embrace it, live it. And that is the core of your message. And I see that 100%. It has been absolutely phenomenal chatting with you. How can people get a hold of you? How can people connect with you to have a conversation, to either get you on their podcast? Because I think your story needs to continue. Your message is it cannot stay silent, and that's the whole reason why we do this. We get people's stories out there so that other people can hear them, and want you to reach the masses, because for every child we do have to bring more awareness to what we're doing and what we're living for and whom we're living for. And I think that's key. So how can people get a hold of you?
right now, like I'm on Instagram, Stamp 1980. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, also, Spotify with the music. Other than that, I don't think I have any numbers put out there, but I'm moving the spirit. And if I like, how I got around you and we locked in, and you made me calm and collective. It happened on God's time. That's how I move. And it's not that hard. You can come to the block church. What are you talking about? We have 6 churches now, 5 or 6, Northeast, Richmond now, because I'm always there and serving. So Richmond Hall. I forget our address. I got to get more on point with that. But yeah, I'm not too. You might can catch me trying to serve in your area. I'm around. I'm not hard to.
It's Belgrade and Monmouth, I think, something like that. We'll make sure that we'll share that information at the Black Church, all our locations. They're just ready and uh, open arms to those who really want to know who God is and what they do. So thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, getting to know you even more, because even though we've talked and I've heard some things and I've watched some stuff, there's nothing like having more and more conversations. And I just pray that the Lord continues to use you in his ways, and spread that word. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki C. Have a great day. And as I always say, make it count. Thank you so much.